Afternoon, everybody. This is Dave from Dave's Raised Bed Garden. I'm out here today just doing a little bit of work, remixing my soil up in the garden on my beds, everything that I'm doing today. Just coming out here, checking them, getting them ready. I'm actually going to show you what I'm doing and why I do this, and then also what I'll be doing. We're supposed to get rain in this week. I will attempt to, what I like to do is I have some leaf mulch that I have that's been sitting over the winter, and then also I have some other compost that I will be adding to my beds. I do that. I did it last year. I had good success with it. And what I'll do is I'll mix it in, and then hopefully I'll get it before the rains come, and then later this week, and then I allow the moisture, and then also I'll be hitting it my beds with a little fertilizer. I told you on March the 3rd is when I start planting the cool weather plants and everything, and so I'm trying to see how the beds are going to do. Something different that I'm going to do this year. I usually planted my potatoes in the beginning of the year, but what happened is that I noticed that when I was trying to take care of them and then store them and everything, they didn't do as well as I did. So what I'm going to choose to do this year is that on my potatoes, I'm going to be doing the later season, and I'm going to be planting them in the bed that I use normally, and then I'm going to actually transition to that to a later season. Hopefully that I'll have more potatoes over the winter and such and everything. But anyway, I'm just going to show you what I'm doing and everything, and I'll set the video down. I don't have my tripod with me right now, so I'm just going to kind of give you an idea of what I'm doing to show you how I get my beds ready and everything for planting and everything that'll be coming up in just a few weeks. As you can tell, I'm actually working the bed. If you can't hear me real good, I apologize for that. I'll bring my tripod out the next time. What I do is I go through my beds, and I actually go through and I like to use this type of a rake. It is the 4-fork rake. It's a good way to do it, to be able to claw down into the dirt and actually allow me. The one reason is because the beds are only so deep, and I want to be able to get all the soil that I can in there, because what my hopes are is that through the season and everything, the worms and everything that I'm hoping to get, and I've even added, will actually, they like to go to the bottom, especially when it's cold. And I'm trying to amend the dirt and then actually help. And then when I put my compost or my leaf mulch in there, I'll mix it in there, and then I'll have everything ready and then go forth and what I'm doing. So I'm just showing you a little bit. I like to take the beds and I go to one side, and I actually get as much up as I can. And then what I do is I just amend it, and then I move my way down the bed until I get all the way through. It doesn't have to be pretty. It's just what I want to do is I want to get as much as I can with the dirt mixed up, and that'll help me when I go ahead and start planting my seeds or my plants. So you can see I'm even taking some of the scraps that I had in here that I left over the winter time. I'm actually mixing that in with it also. And what I like to do is come back over it and kind of just rake lightly and just allow it to lay out. So when I mix my leaf mulch or my my compost, and I'll mix that into my soil, then it'll be ready. So I hope that gives you a little idea that what I do with my garden. If you have any other ideas that maybe you do that may be different than what I do, I would love for you to tag me and shoot me a text to let me know. I like to share those ideas and everything, and that way other people can try other things. But that's what I do. Last year was the first year that when I would always normally turn all my soil over, no matter if I planted traditional or if I planted in the raised beds. But one thing that I did not do, and I tried it last year, and it worked very well for me as far as my plants. I started getting an interest into composting, and then also learning about leaf mulch. The nice thing about leaf mulch is that when you sit it or leave it sit, the worms like that, and what they do is the very bottom of it, you'll get a lot of worm castings, and worm castings is very good for your garden. It's very good for your soil. So I recommend, what I do is that with my leaves, I go ahead and I will chop them up with my mower, and then what I do is that then I have a bagger, and then I'll take them, and I have a certain area. It's at the edge of the woods behind my house. It gives it a lot of shade in the wintertime, and I allow that to break itself down, and then I use that. That's what I use on my garden. Plus I do the composting also that I do too. But I just wanted to give you this little tidbit of what I'm doing and everything, and I'm working out here just a little bit. And I just want to share this with you, and I'll be sharing more with you. And when I get to compost and the leaf mulch, I'll also be sharing that with you too. I hope you have a great day, and from Dave's at Dave's Raised Bed Garden, until next time, take care.